So the question kind of is, what do I think about dieting or the word diet? That is that's a good question because I get a lot of response about that word. I get a lot of reaction. That's probably the word that brings the most reaction and long-term yo-yo dieting people. It's like the kiss of death. This is working, but whatever you do, do not call this a diet. You're going to kiss the death on it. And we're going to be a train wreck in 5 minutes. 4 years ago when I started my diet, all I did was say, okay, all I can do is get sugar and starches out. And that's what I did. I removed sugars and starches, and I kind of did my own modified Atkins, which was eat a lot of meat and a little bit of vegetables. I did that for 4 months. I probably ate a lot of meat and a little vegetables. I ate some butter too, and dairy, and I just hobbled along because I was coming out of a train wreck, and I had to heal emotionally so that I could take on the concept of restriction all over again. So I didn't use the word diet because diet meant restriction. But now that I'm 4 years out, first off, I'm on a diet today. I am back on a diet. I am coming out of maintenance and I am going back into weight loss because I've gained a little weight. It happens. Normal people go on diets when they gain a little bit of weight. Usually happens around the holidays. They overindulge, or they've gone on a vacation, or they've gone on another vacation. I can't think of another example. And they put on a little bit, and their clothes are a little tight, so they go on a diet. A diet is not a bad word, and it does not have to be a bad place. And this is what I mean by it. To me, a diet is a mode. I am in diet mode. I am in an intentional moment in time with a beginning and a goal. A beginning and a goal, not a beginning and an end. The end will come when I've dropped 10 pounds. It's intentional. I am now on a new game plan. I'm not just floating along in maintenance, a little of this, a little of that. Little higher carb count, nothing illegal, but I would let my carbs ride. I wouldn't track but I'm on a diet now. So the things that bring weight loss in my life, I have brought back to the table, and I'm using them as tools to reach my goal. It is a mode of operation for me. Diet no longer means disaster. And I know a lot of people who are chronic dieters, and that is like, why would I start something on Monday that on Tuesday I'm going to feel like a horrible, horrible failure at? So don't call it a diet. It's not a diet. It's not a diet. Because I've never been successful at a diet ever. Ever. It's not a diet. Nothing I'm doing is a diet. But at some point, if you're not dieting, if you're not intentional, if you're not focused and have everything in order, and you do what I did, which was just eat this and not that, there comes a day where your results are not there. And you either say this diet doesn't work, or you prepare yourself to do the work. I couldn't do the work in the first 4 months, but then I started to want more. This was not enough. I had some control back, and now I wanted to use that control to reach a goal. And I did. Call it a diet. Call it anything you want. I became intentional. I became focused. I looked at everything I was eating and I put it down on paper. I learned its values. I knew how many carbs, proteins, or fats, how many calories. I put all of it in and gave myself limitations. I did only eat when I was hungry, and I did stop when I was full, and I did not go over a threshold, and that was what I did. Call it anything you want. Right now I'm going to call it a diet, and I am in dieting mode. I am out to lose 20 pounds on a 100-day challenge because I've gained a little weight, by just being in maintenance and being soft on myself. I don't eat sugars and starches ever, but I can overrun my food easily, and it's a high-fat diet, so I can gain weight. And I am in diet mode. I have a beginning, and I have a goal, and I'm going to work for it. Not afraid. Not afraid at all. It no longer means failure. So don't be afraid of the word diet, because as you remove controlling foods and get control back, you'll have control on your diet. It's just a word. It says, I mean to be intentional and go somewhere on purpose. That's all dieting is. It's intentional activity to take you to an intentional goal. Do not be afraid of that. Use it. It'll give you a confidence you have not had in a long time. Hey, I'm Jess. This is Find Your Food. This was a moment in time where I was answering some questions. Thank you for coming.